Everyone, what's going on? New video. This video is, have you ever got scammed? What happened? The question was posted by Bog SK. The first one, short story from my childhood. Someone tried to steal my working NES. Late 80s, I was about 9 or something. Had a friend call me up, invited me to his house so he could clean my NES. Thought it was strange, but he was very insistent, and I didn't want to argue. Brought it over, he started cleaning the NES, asked me to get something from the kitchen, a butter knife, I think. I went, found it after a few seconds of searching, brought it back, he said he was finished, left the NES on top of his TV, and left the room to get something. My NES looked very different, stared at it for a bit, it was missing a crack that had always been there. Looked on the floor where his NES was. It had the crack. Fucker tried the old switcheroo. I tensed up, didn't want to argue with the kid. Confrontation wasn't my strongest point. I just switched them back as quickly as I could. He was gone for a while. Actually had a lot of time. After he came back, told him I had to go, thanked him for the cleaning, and went home. After about 30 minutes, he called my house again. He asked me which NES did I take home. Told him I took mine. He asked again, yeah, but did you take the one on the TV or the one on the floor? I just told him again, I took mine. He sounded defeated as he said, all right, bye. I bought $300+ tickets to see the Knicks at Madison Square Garden from Craigslist. Dumb, I know. That turned out to be fake. I got so pissed, I walked into a New York City precinct and told them I want to file a complaint. The detective at the time said they're busting a lot of people in these fake ticket rings and we could bust them if we set up another sale. The next day, I contacted the same guy from another number and we set up to meet. The detective was dressed casually and I pretended to be his girlfriend. He gave us the tickets by Dylan's Candy Bar and was busted there. It was fun. Not me, but a customer at Best Buy. A customer came in demanding to speak with a manager regarding a TV he had ordered. The manager he asked for was Tammy, and we had no managers by that name, nor pickup orders for the customer in our system. I asked for more details. The customer had responded to a Craigslist ad for an unbelievable price on a TV. The seller claimed to be a manager at our store and instructed him to make payment by purchasing gift cards for the asking price, then send pics of the back of the gift cards to the seller. The customer did all this, then was advised the TV would be ready to pick up at our store. Needless to say, there was no TV for him. He demanded to speak to an actual manager, who kindly informed him that he was out of luck. Do you know how many times I've come across this working for my father, who he fixes computers, but so many people have fallen for this gift card scam, just in his situation, it was just a slight alteration to it. So people would call my dad and say, hey, is there anything you could do to help me, figure out where these people are located? So essentially what they would do is they would act like antivirus software, and they'll message them and say, hey, we see that you have multiple viruses. Give us a call and we can help. And the amount of people that actually called them is crazy. But anyway, so they'd call and then they'd set up like a team viewer. They'd log in and act like they're fixing the computer, and then in form of payment, it would be gift card. But what they'd say is, all right, well, log on to Apple or whatever gift card they tell them to get. They have to buy it online and then put all their credit card information in while they're still viewing their computer, and they tell them, oh, we're not looking, and people of course fell for it, and then they'd go crazy with their card. It was pretty wild how many people were gullible enough to fall for that. And then my one buddy, this is kind of wild, my one buddy lost a lot of money. I won't say how much, but he got emails from his bank with, the bank headers and everything looked legit, saying, there's fraudulent charges on your card. Please give us a call to, confirm all your details. So he gave him a call, and they say, oh, you have fraudulent charges in across the country for this much and this much. We just need you to confirm your account details with us just so, we know it's really you. And of course, he says, oh, yeah, this is my information. I don't know what he actually told them, but he ended up losing out on like the beginning of 5 figures. And it was pretty wild. But I'm going to get into this next one. In the 90s, my friend got all these letters saying he was a part of a contest, and he just had to keep mailing letters to enter the drawing. The wording they put in the later letters was something like, "You've made it to the final round, and congratulations, we are now prepared to write you a check for $10,000. All he had to do was call a 1-900 number that charged $2 a minute. It took him about 10 minutes to navigate the automated menus once they told him he was a winner, and ended up with, and you have won, drumroll, $1. Someone once tried to use my credit cards to book an online trip. My credit card company called me and we had this conversation. CC Company. Hello, Mr. Last name. We've noticed that a trip to Cancun you just purchased online was slightly over your limit. We've gone ahead and bumped your limit so you wouldn't have any issues. Me. I didn't book a trip online. Could I get more information? No, I'd purposely kept a low limit because I know if I had it at my disposal, I would abuse it. They had called about 5-10 times asking me to raise my limit. Credit card company. This must be some mistake. Are you sure you didn't book this trip? Yes, I'm sure. In that case, would you like to open a fraud investigation into the purchase? Yes, please. Parts of conversation I forget. Well, okay, we apologize. Is there anything else we can do for you today? Yes, I would like to cancel my credit card. Instead of raising a red flag at a purchase over my limit and calling me to inquire about it, the credit card company automatically bumped up my limit without my consent and called me to tell me the good news. Yeah, I was on vacation and didn't have my phone on. The scammers called my house and my sister was house sitting for my wife and I. They told her I was going to be tried for an undisclosed criminal charge if I didn't pay them something like $900 for that case to be dismissed, or I'd be arrested or served the next day. She tried calling me, and I didn't answer as I was on vacation. I left her one of my bank cards so she could buy food and stuff since she was doing me a favor. She paid them with that as she thought it was real, and I'm not a saint, so it was believable at the time, and this was a while ago before these scammers' tactics were well known. I was so mad as I noticed the charge when I checked my online banking while still away. Yeah, so I work in a daycare over the summer, and I ordered this hair wax online that changed the color of your hair for the day. As I used the hair wax every day, and I was like, this would be so cool for Color Week, and paid $53.92 for all 5 colors they offered. The next morning, I woke up to my whole bank account being drained. Luckily, I called my bank, and they were able to fix it and send me a new card. But that is not where the story ends, because I actually got the product, and after using it once, my hair started to fall out. So yay, I just shaved my head that summer. Younger guy in a shirt and tie next to me at the gas station. He asked me for a few bucks for gas as he was on his way to a job interview. Said he'd been unemployed for a few months and this was sort of a dream job opportunity. I ended up filling up his entire tank and wished him luck on his interview. I saw him there twice a week for the next 3 months, always in a shirt and tie and always talking to other patrons. He eventually tried to scam me again a few months later, and I reminded him that he had already got me on that line and asked if I had any more. He said he could tell me about his dying grandmother he was trying to go see the other side of town, and about how he left his wallet at his office because he rushed out when his daughter's school called and told him he needed to pick her up because she was sick and throwing up everywhere. Then he paused and said, "Sorry, man," and got in his car and drove away. Never saw him again, but I assume he just moved on to the next gas station down the street. Got white van scammed when I was 18 out front of Best Buy. A guy or two showed up in front of a store like Best Buy with stereo equipment, TV speakers, projectors, etc., that in reality aren't worth more than the packaging. They proceeded to tell you they already delivered everything to hit their quota and there are X amount left over, and if they bring them back to the warehouse, they will lose out on just selling them because someone else will. They follow this up with stock sheets and magazines showing retail prices of said projector speakers at some outrageous price like $2,000, and say you can take them from anywhere between $100 and $200, depending on how far you get them down. Then you get home and figure out they either don't work or are the worst quality products you ever made. Stupid me lost $350. This was back in 2008. This scam still happens today, so beware. That's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stick around for the next video.